Yo, what's up, 2K family? 2K Mechanic back with another video for you guys. Today, I'm gonna do a little different. I'm gonna talk over some gameplay in the background. We're gonna have a conversation about a topic I've been seeing more recently. And the topic of today's video is, does 2K22 Next Gen have the best builder or best build system ever? So I'm gonna show you guys on screen real quick something that sparked the conversation, and I feel like I can, talk to you guys. I feel like my channel has a lot of highly intelligent people that play 2K. Well, most of y'all, some of y'all I don't know, but most of y'all get it. Y'all get it. High IQ players, right? So this is the conversation that kind of sparked the, my thinking, right? So I think I got this from a Brute Sim video, where Act Dignified 2K said, I'm gonna keep it a buck. The pie charts are greater than the 2K21 and 2K22 build system. And then Double HDF kind of echoes those same sentiments. Now, I like Dignify. Dignify was one of the first people when I was learning to do post moves, him, and I think it's Giuseppe's, I forget his name. I think it's Giuseppe. I think it's an Italian name or something like that. One of the guys, that make post scores. It took at 18-19 when I was learning how to do post scoring moves. Those were my go-to guys to figure things out as a new player to bigs. So I got a lot of respect for Dignify. Been doing videos for a long time. Staple in the community, I believe. Done a lot of great work. But I vehemently disagree with his take here. Pie charts. So I like pie charts. I think pie charts give you a good role, and then depending on how skilled you are, you can expand those roles, because usually pie chart system makes you dominant in two areas. And depending on your stick skill, you could be as good or more dominant in the third area as well. Even though your build may not specify in that. But depending on your skill, you can do that. So I like the pie chart systems. But to say that the pie chart system is better than 2K22 Next Gen, I think is erroneous. And when people say stuff like that, see, one of the things I don't like is when people make comments and they don't substantiate their comments with facts or facts to back up their claims, right? So pie chart system is a good system, but in my opinion, this builder system, which is a carryover but an improvement from the 2K21 series, is way better than 2K21 and is way better than pie charts. You cannot compare something that's fully customizable. In pie charts, you can customize a little bit. But this builder was the builder I was expecting for 2K21, right? And 2K21 did such a botched job on what it was supposed to be that, it left a lot to be desired. Not only that, 2K21, everybody pretty much had the same builds running around, right? 6-8 glitched build, right? Because there was really no point to run a smaller player. And small forward, power forward, that's all people ran with. People didn't run with centers. People didn't run with shooting guards. People didn't run with point guards. For the most part, some people did. It seemed a little bit of benefit, but there was no reason to, because the 6-8 was so dominant, right? And in this 2K, everybody has different builds. The name may say the same thing, but the stats might be totally different, right? So, and stats have certain thresholds to be able to do this and do that. So I think, in my opinion, the next gen builder, 2K22 next gen builder, is probably the best builder we've ever had. My opinion. Now, let's run down the builder systems, right? And I can only go with what I started with. I started playing 2K online on 2K17. So I'm not really familiar with the builders before that. But I think 2K17 was the first one that had an archetype system, right? You had the lockdown, you had the shot creator, playmaker, glass cleaner, I think, and stuff like that, slasher, and stuff like that. So that was the first one that had the archetype system. And you could, I think it was the last game where you can get a badge in each category or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, that was fun. That was actually the first game I got on, and I made like a 6'8" small forward shot creator that was too slow in my opinion. I didn't know how to use them, so I got rid of that builder. I just went straight lockdown. But 2K17 had a nice builder. And then 2K18 and 2K19 pretty much had the same builders. 2K18 was the first builder system that introduced the dual archetype system. The 2K18 game and presentation wasn't as great because there were some issues that plagued that game. Also, the main issue that I had was you couldn't choose your attributes, right? I mean, you couldn't choose what attribute came next, right? Like, if you see what I'm saying, like they kind of gave you what your attributes was when you got a new level up, and I hated that, right? That was terrible. But 2K18, I didn't have too many problems with 2K18. I played it the whole way through. I didn't like the park. I felt like the colors were a little dreary, but I played it the whole way through. I had fun on that game. A lot of people did. I did personally. It was my second 2K, but so I had fun. 2K19 was a step up from 2K18 from a builder perspective, where you could actually see. So 2K17 to 2K19, to get your badges, you actually had to do, like for instance, to get a difficult shot badge, you actually had to do difficult shots to actually get badge progress on that, right? And I'm glad we don't have to do that anymore. Yeah, so Limitless. I think, was that 2K18, 2K19? They had the Limitless badge where you had to shoot from deep to get progress on the badge. On those previous 2Ks, outside of the builder, you had to do the things necessary to get badge progress in that particular badge, and it was it was a lot to try to badge grind and get those badges, right? So we've come a long way from that particular system. But 2K19 builder system, dual archetype system, they had the dual takeover system as well. I really enjoyed that. 2K19 is probably my favorite 2K that I've played, with 2K20 coming shortly behind that. So yeah, 2K19, I really enjoyed that. I made a lot of builds in 2K19. So 2K19 was really good, right? Every build had their shine. So 2K20, we come into the pie chart system. In my opinion, the pie chart system was just the dual archetype system, but you could edit your attributes a little bit better, right? So I think 2K19, you could kind of change like your wingspan and see how that influence your stats and stuff like that. So that was cool. So 2K20 put the pie charts in there so you can individually update each stat to what you wanted to use and what you didn't want to use based on the pie chart that you got, right? So that was a step up. Some people didn't like the pie chart system. I love the pie chart system. I felt like it added diversity to a lot of builds, and in 2K, a lot of people. I remember when they gave us the beta, and we were just making builds. I remember I was like, this is probably gonna be one of the best builder systems to date, right? Because people thought you were limited, but you were only limited based on your skill set and how well you knew how to play the game, right? So we've seen a lot of builds gain popularity. I was probably one of the first people that had the two-way slashing playmaker, because I remember when I first made the build, I made him a shooting guard because I wanted the strength and I could keep the speed. I remember looking at the builder, I was like, they're gonna let me keep all this strength, all this speed, and they giving me contact dunks? Oh, this build finna be OP. Well, people really didn't get on to the 2K slashing playmaker until January, February timeframe, when they took that explosive behind the back move away from everybody, right? Because most people, another thing I didn't like about 2K20 is they combine play sharps and play shots. I didn't like that, but we adjusted. So, and then, the infamous BP build, and people start making the play glass. So many builds in 2K20, and the reason for that was 2K20 kept it open as far as what you could do, right? Any build could shoot, kinda. Like, you weren't seeing pure lock shooting at the beginning of 2K. So one thing in 2K is, over as time progresses, they go lax on the requirements to be able to shoot and play the game and stuff like that. So shooting gets better over the gaming life cycle. as new people come in, the requirements to shooting aren't as high, and then also you've incurred a lot of patches to fix a lot of issues in the game. So 2K20 introduced the pie chart system. A lot of people went crazy, a lot of different builds, and with the pandemic starting 2K20 year in springtime, a lot more people were at home, so a lot more people played 2K20, so people just went crazy on that game. So 2K20, probably my second favorite game, and that introduced us to the pie chart system. All right, and also I'll link it in this video. You can go check. Joe Knows did a video where he went over all the builder systems from like 2K14 up to 2K21, all the pros and cons of each system. I remember watching that video not too long ago, so you guys can check that video out. It'll be in the description, and also you should see the card somewhere up here if you guys just want to go back down memory lane. All right, so 2K21, we'll start with current gen. 2K21 current gen took the pie chart system from 2K20 and expanded it to some additional pie charts. But see, 2K21 had a few flaws on current gen. The first flaw was you had to have, I think, like an 85 or 80 threshold to be able to shoot threes consistently, right? What they introduced was the shot stick mechanic, where you had to kind of press down on the right stick and time it with like your L trigger. I think it'll be your left trigger or your L2 button for PlayStation. So yeah, you had to time that, which I thought was dope. The only issue I had was stopping and popping and doing that wasn't really cool. So if you had a lower 3-point, you could use that to shoot. But what happened was, people started using Zens. People created scripts to use Zens, the excellent scripts and stuff like that, to always get green shots on their player. So that kind of ruined the experience for everybody. So they made some changes and stuff like that to that. So that was a big thing when they put that limit on being able to shoot. That kind of made every other build obsolete. So everybody was pretty much running play shots, right? And the third thing that made that game terrible was the speed boosting. Like, you could speed boost and not get bumped. You could speed boost and just glide by people. Defense on that game was terrible. Sliding and stuff at the beginning of the year was terrible, and probably was still terrible towards the end of the year. But yeah, so they had 3 fatal flaws in that game, which kind of killed that game, right? The speed boosting, the Zens, and then the limitations they had on how well you can shoot if you didn't have an 80 and above 3 ball. All right, so let's go to 2K21 next gen. The issue with 2K22 next gen was the 6'8" power forward. The 6'8" power forward killed build diversity because it could do pretty much everything, right? Not to mention rim running was sick in that game. You couldn't really, you didn't really have any blocks in that game, and paint defense was atrocious. You also could have like 25 stamina or 25 strength and 25 excel and still be able to produce on the court. I mean, everybody played the dribble moves on the game was terrible because everybody used the same dribble moves with Curry Slide or your Curry Slide in 2K21 current gen. Like, it was a very redundant game. Like, it was so redundant. I sold my PS5 after like January. I played it for like 2.5 months, and I sold my PS5. I was like, that's the only reason I got a PS5 was to play 2K21 next gen, and it was terrible. Deleted the game, sold my PlayStation 5, and that's the only 2K I've ever deleted. And said, no, I'm not playing this anymore because it was so terrible. It was just, nothing was diverse. Everything was redundant. Everybody played the same. Everybody did the same thing, same dribble moves. It was just no point. So to compare 2K21 builder to this builder, and then also the 2K21 builder just didn't have the right weight. It had a standard weight. It should have, it didn't penalize you if you were big and you're trying to get this. It didn't have limitations that you could do. There was really no reason to make a small guard. There was no clear benefit over a small guard versus, power forward or small forward, right? So 2K rushed that. And then they introduced the city, and at the beginning of the year, the city was so laggy you could even play for like 6 to 8 weeks. It was terrible. Not 6 to 8 weeks, I exaggerated. About 3 to 6 weeks. I think something like that. It was terrible. All right, so let's talk about 2K22 Next Gen Builder, right? And why I think it's the best builder system we've probably ever had, right? So point guards are balanced. There's a difference between all the positions, in my opinion, right? You can make centers again this year, right? You can make big 7-2 centers. The past couple 2Ks, everybody was making 6'8", 6'9" bigs. There was no reason to make a 7'3" center. They were too slow. But you can make a 7-footer this year, and they play like bigs this year, right? That's a plus. You can customize your build to what you like, depending on how you like to play, right? It's very open. Like you guys seen my builds. I've made a lot of builds on this channel, right? And there's a lot more builds to be made. There's other build channels that you can go to that have builds that could be at the same position, but totally different than the build I make. That's diversity, right? You know, I disagree with Dignify and Double H when they say it's the same. It absolutely is not. And when you say stuff like that, that means to me that you haven't really played it, right? Because anybody that has played the game for an extended period of time knows it's different. Every point guard is not made the same. You don't only see 5'10s running around. You got 5'10s. You have 6'2s. You have 6'3s. You have 6'4s. You have 6'5s, 6'6, 6'7, 6'8s. The diversity is crazy. And you know what I mean? And people are still making new builds. Like, we have a lot of people making multiple builds this year in 2K22 Next Gen. There's different ways to play the game. You can have a post game this year. Although I think mashing is OP, or the close shot and fast switching stuff is OP. It's hard to contest that. But you know, we'll say that for another day. But overall, you have a builder system where you can customize your build to exactly how you want to play. And not only that, at different heights, you get different caps, right? So, and then each position at different heights, you get different caps. So it is by far the most improved builder system that we've had up to date. It is by far the most customizable builder system we have today, because not everyone has the same build or the same stats on their build. Even though the name might say the same, they may play totally different, right? So yeah, you know, I kind of went a little bit longer on this video than I wanted to, but I just think 2K is going in the right. We're not even 2K is going in the right way, but we're not even going to talk about, you know, the caps, and certain people can get, you know, just how the balance, like certain builds can get certain things, certain heights and arm lengths, you know, it all matters. I think they did a fantastic job in creating that, and you can tell by how many builds I've had and how many builds people are able to put out there for you guys to experience. So yeah, this is probably the best builder we've ever had. Let me know your thoughts and comments below. Are you feeling next gen builder? Do you think current gen builder system is better? Why and why not? Let's get the conversation going. 2K Mechanics signing out. I appreciate all you guys' support, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace, y'all.